big part of this class with this retirement project is building your retirement idea based on what you'll make and what you'll do at your ages. The easiest way for me to show you is to use my life, because that's what I know. So we're going to go in a time machine back like 2 years when I was 23. Okay? All right. And we're going to start with my salary. Now listen, we're going to use the whole idea here about my salary changed up appears. So we'll use my salary. In all fairness, I graduated college. All right? I graduated college in 1994, guys. Okay? A lot of you probably weren't even born. I don't think any of you were born. All right? And when I graduated college, for round numbers, I was 22. All right? And what we're going to do here is, first thing you got to decide is, when are you going to kick the bucket? When are you going to save to? What age are you going to? Okay? I like 100. It's an easy number. All right? And everyone, you will never, ever in a spreadsheet type in 1995. When we look up here, we're not going to have any time that you can make a spreadsheet do math. You guys remember this from project. You make the spreadsheet do math so that when you change one thing, everything can change. And that's the whole power of this project. So what are you graded on? You're graded on your spreadsheet working. You're not graded on your choices or your interest rates or how much salary or career you pick or if you're rich or not rich. You're graded on does your spreadsheet work. All right? You guys recall anytime you need to do math, you go equal sign and you pick the cell. And I want the year to go up by, I want A2 plus 1, and then you're reading it right here. If I hit enter, oh, look at that. Now it's 1995. How old was I in 1995? I was B2 plus 1, right? We're doing equations right here. And now I'm 23. And now, if you copy these, Control V, oh look, boom, it automatically updates. And you guys remember, you can do this by holding the Shift key, and I want to be 100, so it's got to be around here. I can always delete some of this, right, because I went too far. So I'll go to, well, let's be 101 this time. What the heck? Boom. All right. So I am planning my life to 2073. I will be 101 years old. All right. Now, everybody, this is where this spreadsheet gets large. Because you're going to make money, you're going to save money, and then eventually you're going to withdraw money. And all the time, guys, we're not going to invest in our mattresses, right? Inflation is going to be making things more expensive, but we're going to have to be earning interest. So we're going to have probably 7 or 8 columns you'll need at least to do this project. The first one is that you graduate and you have a salary. All right? Everybody, back in the day, running Hormel, for round numbers, I made $45,000, okay? And I don't need change, so I'll get rid of the cents. So I made 45 grand. And the question is saving percent, saving dollars. All right, does anybody remember what I always say about, how much do I save? 10%. I always save a dime of every dollar. You guys with me? That's what I keep saying over and over. So I can type this either as I'm going to start with 0.1, and then I'm going to tell the computer, yeah, I want that to be a percent. I don't want those stupid trailing zero. Well, maybe I want one of them. All right, and everybody, I get that you can type the computer to do math, right? You guys all know it's 4,500. Don't type 4,500. How do you find 4,500? It's the percent times the salary. So you tell the equation, hey, take 10% of times the salary. Oh, and looky, I saved $4,500. All right. We're going to need a column. We'll come back to this, but we're going to need a column for inflation. Which we talked about, candy bars getting more expensive. And we have to have a column for my savings account. All right. And then if you have a savings account, what do you make on a savings account? Okay, interest. Yep. Very little if you go to the Bank of Juda, but we're not going to use Bank of Juda. All right, and we're not going to use any bank, guys. If you don't invest in a stock market of some sort, you can't keep up. So we're going to use the stock market interest rate, and we'll call it interest. All right, so these are our columns. We'll come back to inflation here in a second. Guys, how much is in my savings account this year? Well, I think I just got to take this amount right here. Do you guys agree? All right, boom. You notice I didn't type 4,500. I did equals E2. And then interest rate. You have to pick it. Does anybody remember what the stock market gave us in Algebra 2? You got to pick. You can research it. You decide somewhere between 6 and 10. I might just say 0.07, which is 7%. And I'll use one decimal place here. Okay? All right. Everybody, when you get a real job, your salary typically goes up a little faster than inflation. Okay? You get what you call performance bonuses. A 5-year engineer makes more than a first-year engineer. But I will tell you this, a 15-year engineer makes the same as a 10. Does that make sense, everybody? Because eventually you become a master of a trade. And your jumps just, you don't keep growing as fast. So, two things. You have to figure out a way to make an equation here for your next year's salary that makes sense, okay, for your career. So maybe you look it up, and at 10 years, at 10 years, the salary of an engineer was $85,000, okay? And you put $85,000. But here's the problem, guys. If it's $85,000 that year, inflation also happens. It's not going to be $85,000 that year. It's going to be more. So you're going to have to play with the numbers. You're going to have to develop an equation for your career. Now listen, I've done this project enough. We got to pick an inflation rate. So it's called CPI, Consumer Price Index in America. The federal government says what inflation is. And if you have grandparents, like my mother on SSI, she waits for Social Security. That's what her increase in Social Security is. It's based on the Consumer Price Index. Guys, for round numbers, I'm going to call inflation 2% right now this year. It's probably close to that. I'll make it 1%. And here I will live 2 decimal places because it makes a big difference. All right. I have to adjust this salary twofold. Listen carefully, twofold. I have to know what's happening for my salary increase per year based on my career choice. But I will tell you this. If I got no raise, say I was horrible engineer, and they didn't want to give me any increase, and my salary was going to stay the same purchasing power, I would have to take the salary the previous year, right, the cell above, times, and I'll use parentheses, 1 plus inflation. Because, guys, I have to go up 102%. 1 plus inflation. Guys, if I make no raise in my second year, I have to get a $900 raise just to keep up with inflation. Now, if you catch the way I use the words, I said if I got no raise, I need a $900 raise because that's the same amount of candy bars. I will tell you that I know that I also get a raise of about, in engineering, for the first decade, of about 1.04%. About a 4% raise. And I just put that in, and yours might be different. And if I copy that out for the first 10 years to 32, it wasn't enough. You guys agree? So I made a mistake. So I go back and I just delete this. And I say, okay, I need more than 4%. Maybe I need, that was close. Maybe I need 6%. This should be about 90,000, right? And I'm getting closer. Close enough for government work. You guys can refine it. So there's my first 10 years salary. All right? I know that I'm saving 10%. I use the equal sign so that if I change my percent savings, oh look, everything changed. All right? And I can make sure these are all percents by clicking the top column. All right. Everybody, this is where it gets interesting. It's easy to copy this down. The amount I saved this year is $48.65, right? 10% of this. Now here's where it gets interesting. And I'll go equal here. This equals inflation. Inflation's going to stay the same. My savings account is not $4,800. Do we agree? What's my savings account got to be? got to be the amount before plus the 4,800, but we forgot something. It's the amount before times the interest rate. Guys, I'm going to make 7% on the $4,500. All right, and there's a couple ways to do this. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take the previous year, right, and I'm going to make 1 plus my interest rate, because again, that's how you multiply, guys. 1 plus, right, the 45,000 plus the 7% interest. And I'll hit, whoops, what did I do wrong? Why did that not go? There it is. Now, everyone, that's not done. That's not right. That's just what I made on my 40. My 4,500 is now worth 4,800. And what do I get to do now? I get to add, I'm up here again, I get to add the, so after 2 years, I got about 10 grand. And I'm going to keep the interest rate the same, so I'm going to hit equals. And again, you notice I'm using equal sign. Don't type it the whole way, guys. Don't type. If you change one digit, everything should change. But here's the beauty now. Watch this. If you did it right, you should be able to copy and paste. And everybody, I want to be clear about this number right here. If you do 10% saving on this type of salary, which is an engineer salary, you'd have about 100,000 saved in 10 years. How much money have you saved dollar for dollar? Does anybody have a rough guess? You have 102 saved. Guys, if I want to know how much I saved, I have to sum this total. Do you guys agree? So if I want to know actual dollars I saved, guys, if I want to know actual dollars, and I'm going to delete this, but we'll just do it here, equals the sum, right? And I want to sum these digits, right? These cells. You guys all agree? So I'm worth 102, and everyone I have saved 75. I've saved 75 grand, but I'm worth 100 grand, and that is the interest. By the way, what happens if I change this to 8? Is the 75,386 going to change? No, that's what I say. Just the 102 turns into 107. Holy crap! I'm going to retire 5 years earlier. And everybody's got to be pausing because 5 grand doesn't seem like that, but man, oh man, that's a lot. Okay, Control Z. We'll go back to what we had. Delete the sum, and everybody get to this point. Now, this is really a pain in the butt, but you got to set it up. You got to research your career. I will tell you in engineering, guys, now, it does not change. You get no more 1.06s. So if I want to do the next years, it is simply, right, I can copy this down. If I want to do the next year, I take the salary times 1 plus just inflation, guys. And I no longer get what they call performance bonuses, all right? Now I've hit the top salary, and I can always buy that many candy bars, but I got to get increased. And that's going to go down until I'm going to retire. When should I retire? 45. Let's go to 45, see if I have enough money. All right. At 45, I'd have almost $500,000 saved. All right. Tell you what, I know that's not enough. Let's get somewhere where it's close. Let's go 55. Is that okay? I know at 55. Anybody want to guess what's the savings going to be at 55? Another 10. Anybody got to guess what's going to pop into that cell? Let's see. Million. 1.1 million at 7%. Everybody, if I go back up here and I change the 7% to 8%, it was 1.1 million, right? And if I go 8%, it is 1.3 million. If I can get 10%, it's 2 million. All right? So again, little changes, all right? Like I said, somewhere between 6 and 10, right? At 6%, it's, you know, if you're conservative, you're only at 936. All right? So anyway, here we are. Now, I retire. Everybody, this is tough. I retire. Do I make a salary anymore? No. I actually take away. So if I'm spending $154,000, salary. Do I have to make $154,000 for retirement then? No, guys, because I was saving 15% or 10%, right? 15,000. So really, what I spent this year at 55, I want to be clear about this. What I was actually spending was 139. You guys agree? Because you're making 154, saving 15. You're always spending 139. And there are some rules of thumb about this. I'll let you guys figure out. But let's just pretend we're going to spend we need all our salary. So what I need in this cell then, does everybody agree, is, and you can type this one, because it's retirement. This is the one we're going to type. I'm going to say I'm going to need 140,000 that first year I retire. Where does that come from? Will I just go around shaking a cup? 140,000. No, you save, guys. You save this money. So you have to take 140,000. Now, is someone panicking? How long am I going to have $1 million if I take out 140,000 every year? Someone's thinking less than 10 years, right? It's probably more like 17 years, guys. And I'm going to show you why, all right? So you're going to take this cell. Does everybody agree? And we're going to be really conservative and say we're going to take all the money out. And I would say 980. But everybody, I've made a mistake here. What does that 980,000 do for you? You still get to take the 7% of it, guys, right? You're still making money on money. So everybody, we're going to put this in parentheses, and I'll have this on YouTube, and this is tough, and I want you to do it yourself, and I'm not going to share this with you, because if I share this with you, no offense, you guys don't do it, right? You copy it. You're going to 1 plus, and does everybody agree? And I'll put the interest rate here in a second. Right now it didn't change because I didn't put an interest rate here. So some people say you can't, you have to go be safer, right? So maybe you go 6% from here out. Oh, wait a minute, yeah, I typed 6 and it made that. Why did you do that? Because that's not 6%, that's 600. How about 0.06? There you go. So everybody, when you did that, and I turn it to 1%, and I get the decimals to line up, this is my retirement. And actually, I'll level with you guys, I'm pretty radical. I'm going to go 6.5%. And there it is. We no longer have a percent saved. Does everybody agree? We no longer have, these columns are gone, right here and here. There is still inflation. Oops, there's still inflation, everybody. 2%. And what are you going to need next year? You're going to need inflation plus. So now this equation is just that cell times 1 plus, and again, we're using inflation over and over, guys, to adjust the salary. So if you want to keep 140,000 real money, you need 142,000. And everybody, this cell does not change right here. These three do not change. You can copy them. And everyone, now you got stuff you can copy. And this is all based on your numbers. I'm going to go here. I'm going to be negative. Guys, I guarantee I'm going to be negative. So where do I run out of money? I run out of money at 64. If I wanted to try and retire at 55, the way I say it. But everybody, what if I change my savings rate to 12%? What happens? It was 64 was negative, right? Now 68 is negative. What if you get 7.5%? Now 69. Here's the problem, guys. Retiring at 55 is difficult. And we're going to run the spreadsheet many ways. What age do most people in America retire? Actually, the average, Social Security kicks in at 65. 65. So everyone, I'm going to move all these cells. I'm just going to copy them down, and I'm going to move everything to 65. Okay, and I'm going to delete everything between, and I'm going to pretend I'm going to work till 65, and I'm just going to copy over till 64. If I do that, everybody, you notice I have no problem now. Actually, does anybody notice something about what's happening here? I think it's all money. All right, and this is what you can do, and this is what we're going to play with. Everybody, if I spend 140, I want you guys to see something. I had $3 million by working that last 10 years. So I went from 1.5 million to 3 million. Because every 10 years, you guys catch it doubles. Your savings doubles every 10 years. And I had 3.07 million. Can I see it here? I take out 140,000, and then I had 3.12 million. I want you to catch that we've passed the threshold. You guys see what it is? The salary you need is less than the interest you make. Now, depends what you want in life. You want to be rich and make a library with your name on it, you know, Emma's library. This is probably what you need to do. Now, if you're Mr. Anderson, and I don't want to do this, first thing I do is I look back and decide, hey, can I copy these digits? Can I move my retirement? Maybe I don't have to wait till 65. Can I do it at 61? If I clip it here, yeah, now I'm getting negative. I can be up. I can live in the county nursing home starting here. Whatever you want in life, guys, the spreadsheet will give you the power. And this is what you got to set up on your career. If you're a teacher, teachers in 1994 were making $15,000. Everybody, that changes the spreadsheet a lot. Oh, wait a minute. I tried to retire at 60 and I was negative by 66. All right. If you're a doctor, the big problem with the doctor is I had to change the starting age to 28. You guys agree? And I probably have to change the year to 1998 for me. And the doctor probably made 96,000 back then. It's over 100 now, obviously. Okay. And then again, you can see there again, past that point. Hey, guys, and anybody who says that you can be anything you want, retire anything you want, they're lying to you. If you want to retire early in life, you need to make money. All right? And not only do you need to make it, you got to save it. Everybody, if I go back to what we were talking before, the other powerful thing you can start doing is everybody, other sisters living in college, older siblings. I will tell you, by the last year of college, I lived with 6 guys. I slept with we all had roommates. We rented a 3-bedroom apartment. Why? Because it was dirt cheap. So when I moved when I actually moved to Austin, Minnesota, I did not rent a house I could afford. I rented the cheapest, dirtiest, horrible little house on the side of it was horrible. But everybody, I actually saved about 20% of my salary for about 5 years. And you notice how I changed the data and all the cells changed? And I will tell you, this was a scary house I lived in, guys, for these few years, those first 5 years. Some of the cockroaches are about the size of my cat. All right? But everybody, in 5 years, I had $100,000. And everybody, let's just talk about it. If you have $100,000 saved at 27, at 37, what's it worth? 200. What's it worth at 47? 400. What's it worth at 57? 800. And everybody, that's based on not saving another penny from that age on. So there's some power here to learn about, and that's what this is. So your assignment is to set up this spreadsheet. Woo! Good luck.